Boomfest 2024 went down in a great way. Amazing artists were performing and it took place at ASK Dome in Nairobi. As I've said, many artists were performing. We had Calligraph Jones, we had Sylvia Saru, we had Furthermore, Wakadi Nali, we also had Akina Nadia Mokami, Nameless and Wahoo were also there. They put up a great performance. Their chemistry was top notch. But then the one performer that has been talked about ever since this event took place is Willie Paul, and for many reasons. But first, let's take a look at this video. So right there, we've just seen Willy Paul enter the stage with so many dancers, and the dancers were about 20. And for me, I've got to give credit to Willy Paul because this is extra effort. Usually, we are used to seeing artists get on stage, they got their mic and then they sing as they walk through the stage. Probably they will try to engage with the audience and all that. But his story, msanii kwa peke yake kwa stage, we are used to it, like we need something extra. As a performer, you need to find a way of making your performance at least more energetic, more creative. And this is something that Willy Paul has never actually failed at. That's why he remains to be one of the greatest performers in Kenya. Hata kama he's a cloud chaser, and all that aside, Willy Paul is a great performer. And that video just shows you, because he didn't go and do it the way that I've just talked about. He brought in 20 dancers with mad energy. Kenyan Ruga, also, I think I also saw Kenyan Ruga somewhere kwa hiyo team ya Willy Paul. But yeah, I personally feel like that was a great idea. Now, the other thing that people have been talking about, and it's funny because people have been talking about this thing more than the fact that he brought many dancers on stage. But the other thing that people have been talking about is the fact that he smoked something on that stage. Now, in case you haven't seen this video, here it is. And he wasn't the only one who lit something. I think I also saw some of the crew members light something as well. But if you look at the crew members, when you're wamewasha kitu and Willy Paul lights whatever he lights and then turns around and then faces the stage, like his back to the audience. So that makes you question him, like, was he trying to hide something? And when he was asked by the YouTube media, this is what he said.
Pale kwa stage swali tu, tumekuona umeshika kichombo fulani pale ukawasha mashabiki.
Hapana, sijai kunywa pombe, sijai vuta bangi, ndio kitu tumefanya. Hii ni karatasi, ilikuwa tu ya kutengeza show, ilikuwa kuchanganya watu, unaona? Ilikuwa kuchanganya watu. Hapana. In Jesus name tu, hapana. Sijawahi vuta bangi, sijawahi kunywa pombe. Wallahi mama yangu. Mimi ndio sababu unaona nimeperform kushinda wote, cause mimi ni different too. Yes.
Fursa maybe ufanye endorsement ya pombe na wataka ukunywa, unaweza compromise?
Siwezi nikakunywa bro. Yani nina njia zangu za kufanya vitu zangu, but kukunywa wacha kuniseti, utafanya maybe kuna mtu atakuniendoza alafu potee.
So I think that will be our question of the day, or our question of this video. Was he smoking rolled papers, or was he actually smoking weed? Now, for the other dancers who lit something up, I could tell that to them they were literally smoking rolled papers. But here, Willy Paul, I was not there at the event. Only the people who are at the event kama wali sikia harufu ya kitu au ndio wanaweza sema. But for me, the fact that Willie Paul turns around and faces the back of the stage, that shows that maybe it was weed. But anyway, amesha sema ameroll papers ni sawa. But then again, this is not the first time Willie Paul is pulling such a stunt. And so this just tells you that he did this stunt intentionally. Back in 2019, I believe it was the Choma na Ngoma Festival, he was performing with Nandi and he pulled up the same thing. He still smoked something on stage and the headline was that he had smoked weed on stage. So yeah, he has repeated his stunt again and I believe he has achieved what he wanted to achieve because people have talked about it and we all know that Willie Paul anapenda tukimwongelea, right? I'm just hoping he won't pull up this talent again. If it's about stunts, he's got to get more creative because this is literally the second time he is doing it. So if he does it at that time, then we'll be like, Willie Paul, unataka pull up stunts and you don't got ideas for the stunts. I have been your girl, Rail Wangari. If you've enjoyed this content and if you're a person who loves Uhondo and all these updates, then subscribe to BNN, where with the bees like to keep it buzzing.